LSU held its first scrimmage of fall camp. I've got the play-by-play. It's on today's episode of Locked on LSU. Let's go.
You are Locked on LSU, your daily podcast on the LSU Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Okay, let's get it. It is Locked on LSU, your team every day. I'm your host, Matt Moscona. Thanks so much for making us your first listen every single day. We are free wherever you get great podcasts and, of course, on YouTube as well. So please subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Subscribe on YouTube, smash that like button, hit the bell so you're notified whenever we post a new video. LSU was on the practice field on Saturday. Media got to see about an hour and a half worth of drills, including the first full contact scrimmage of fall camp. And I do have the play-by-play charted, so I'm going to get to that for you. And I promise this isn't some awful tease where I'm going to hold all the good stuff for you. But I think by telling you what happened before the scrimmage is actually going to emphasize even more what happened during that scrimmage. Here's what I mean. So when the media went into practice, again, the team, if you're not familiar, has been starting indoors and then moving outdoors. The media gets to watch the outdoors portion. And Brian Kelly sort of explained this earlier this week where they're climatizing to outside. So instead of doing a full 2-hour practice outside, they're starting inside, then moving outside and building up from 45 minutes outside to an hour 10, hour 15, and so on and so forth to keep the guys as fresh as possible and build up. Okay. Well, we got to see about an hour and a half outside on Saturday. And the first thing we saw was a wide receiver DB drill where they were running goal-to-go scenarios. So imagine ball at the 10-yard line. There's either a 2 or 3 receiver set. So this isn't just a one-on-one drill. It's a 2 or 3 receiver set. And there's no pass rush. It's just the quarterback and then receivers, DBs. The offense of the 19 reps that they ran, the offense won 13, meaning they scored 13 touchdowns. The defense came up with 6 stops, but 3 of the 6 were errant throws by the quarterback. One was by AJ. The first one was by AJ Swan, another by Ricky Collins, and another by Colin Hurley. 3 of the incompletions were bad throws by the backup quarterbacks when receivers were open. Okay. There was a stretch where the offense scored on 9 of 10 throws. The only one they didn't score on was the errant throw by Colin Hurley where he threw it low. It started with Colin Hurley throwing a beautiful pass. It was a dart to Shelton Sampson right in his belly. He beat Ashton Stamps. Nussmeier found Kamorian Pimpton. He beat Jawan Johnson. Nussmeier found Kylan Billiot, who beat Jair Brown. AJ Swan hit Kyle Parker way too easy against Javen Toviano. Swan threw a touchdown to Kyron Lacey, who torched on this play PJ Woodland, and Corey Raymond from the back line started just shouting over and over, "He's wearing your behind out, PJ," over and over and over. Then it was Ricky Collins who threw a touchdown pass to CJ Daniels, beating Major Burns with ease. Collins threw a touchdown pass to Shelton Sampson, who on that play beat Bernard Causey, the freshman. Then came the low throw by Hurley. And then Hurley threw a touchdown pass to Xavion Thomas, who beat Ashton Stamps. And then Nussmeier ended the day with a touchdown to Kyle Parker, who beat Sage Ryan, on a quick slant. 9 of 7 in a row and 9 of 10 touchdowns. And the only one that didn't score was an errant throw by the quarterback. That's hard to do against air, let alone when the defense is trying. I was standing by my buddy Hunt Palmer, who does radio with us on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. And he said, they can't cover anybody. That was his reaction, that blunt. And he wasn't wrong. The offense was crushing the secondary. It was embarrassing. Then I go watch the pass rush drill. And I've explained this to you many times where the offensive line is lined up and the defense is lined up, but it's one at a time pass rush. So left tackle against right end, left guard against right defensive tackle, and so on. They ran 30 reps. 30. LSU's offensive line won 22 of the 30 reps. It was 22, 5, and then 3 pushes. The defense won 5 total reps. The 5 they won, Gabe Relaford beat Tyree Adams with an impressive dip move. I mean, went around him like he was standing still. Tyree Adams did come back and beat Gabe Relaford on the next rep, however. I'm trying to find the other ones. I'm looking at my notes. Don McKinley had a nice swim move and beat Paul Mabenga on that one. Forgive me. I have that backwards. It was 22, 3, and 5. 3 wins for the defense, 5 pushes. Forgive me. I was way too generous to him. The point is, both the receivers and the offensive line utterly dominated their team periods against their defensive counterparts. This was so overwhelming for the LSU offense. It was almost, it was disheartening. And I've been one I have sat here and I've told you, if you've listened to these practice reports, that the defense, my one big takeaway up to this point is that the defense is improved. That yes, the offense has had good days, but the defense has had wins. They've gotten better. They don't win every rep. We played a soundbite for you earlier this week from Joe Sloan where he's like, yeah, they win one, then we win one. And that's very representative of how it's gone. Saturday was overwhelming for the offense until they got to the scrimmage. And I think if you're looking for the big silver lining, this is it. And I will tell you what happened in the scrimmage here in just a quick second, because I do have to do this out of obligation. Passion, drive, and patience. That's the formula for winning championships. It's also what keeps your ride or die alive. Love telling you about our friends over at eBay Motors. Y'all, at eBay Motors, they have everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts, your number one ride or die will always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit only available to U.S. customers. And we're also brought to you today by our friends over at FanDuel. Great partners here on Locked on LSU. Of course, FanDuel. I love sports. Love them so much. Never want them to stop. But when the playoffs wind down and the sports stop sporting like we want them to, FanDuel lets us keep the sports going whenever we want. All we have to do is open up that FanDuel app, dream up bets anytime we're in the mood. Hey, y'all, Sunday is the last day of the Olympics. You want to bet on the women's basketball team to win gold? You can do it. Bet $5. New customer, bet $5. Get 115 bonus bets if you win. How about betting on Team USA? Seems like that's a layup, if you'll forgive the pun. This summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a booster bonus daily. That's right, something for everyone every day, all summer long. So head over to FanDuel.com and start making the most out of your summer. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball and of us here on Locked on LSU, your team every day. Okay, please forgive the horrendous tease, but I had to do that out of obligation. Let me get into the play-by-play from the scrimmage. And we got to see the first team run 2 series, and then they were escorting us out as the second team went, and I was frantically writing down notes as the second team was going through its scrimmage. So I'll tell you everything I saw. Remember, offense, dominant day up until this point. And this was a full, to set the stage, full contact, full tackle to the ground scrimmage. The offense started at the 25-yard line, 5 minutes on the clock. There were officials calling penalties, etc., and they were moving the chains. So this was just like a game. On first down, Garrett Nussmeier found Mason Taylor on the right side for 9 yards. So it brought up 2nd and 1. And Whit Weeks came up. Excuse me. West Weeks came up with a sack. So 2nd and 1 becomes 3rd and 6. And Garrett Nussmeier on 3rd and 6 is looking down the left sideline for C.J. Daniels, and he throws a duck that's intercepted by Jair Brown. The defense came up with the big play, a sack and an interception, boom, and just like that. All the team drills that I was telling you about, then you look at a real game scenario, and the defense comes up with big plays. Instead of starting over on a new drive, they allowed the offense to start over in a 3rd and 6 scenario. And the offense got going here. Nussmeier finds C.J. Daniels over the middle, who breaks a tackle and runs for 35 yards. Really impressive play. Y'all, C.J. Daniels is going to be so good. He is big, physical, fast, strong, catches everything. It's easy to see why he was a 1,000-yard receiver. He will be a day 1 or 2 guy. I don't know if he's a first rounder, but he will be a day 1 or 2 pick in the draft coming up this spring. Book it, mark it down, mark the tape, all that stuff. So it's first down for the offense. They go deep. Nussmeier goes deep right, intended for Kyron Lacey, incomplete. Coverage by Sage Ryan. 2nd and 10. They hand the ball off to Caleb Jackson, who gains 5 yards. So it's 3rd and 5. Harold Perkins, boom, TFL. They hand the ball on the right side to Caleb Jackson again on 3rd and 5. Perkins fills and brings him down for a TFL. They've got 4th and 10 now. They go for it. And they throw a dump off, a little check down to Caleb Jackson, who absolutely trucked a defender and got the first down. 4th and 10, they go for it. They throw a check down pass to Caleb Jackson on the right side, and he trucked the defender. Now, I didn't see the defender. Now, there were some media who thought they saw that it was Whit Weeks, but I didn't see, so I can't tell you definitively who the defender was. We were watching from a distance, and I couldn't see the defender. So it's first down. And on first down, they hand off to Caleb Jackson, and Major Burns comes up with the TFL. It's 2nd and 12. On 2nd and 12, Garrett Nussmeier is pressured. He throws the ball away. It's 3rd and 12. And he's looking on the left sideline for C.J. Daniels. Again, Jair Brown in coverage. And Nussmeier overthrows him out of bounds, forcing the 4th down and a field goal attempt, which Damian Ramos hit from around 45 yards. So it's always a little complex when you're looking at a scrimmage when it's good on good. Should you be excited the defense played well, or should you be disappointed that Nussmeier threw an interception and that they gave up a couple of TFLs and a sack? I tend to look at this just from watching so much of this team. And I know this offense is good. I know they are. I ran through the offensive line blocking stats for you. Like, this offensive line is amazing. These receivers are deep and talented, and they're good. I'm not worried about that. Now, Garrett Nussmeier throwing the duck interception, that's his MO. He puts the ball in harm's way. He needs to purge that out of his system. I told you about a 7-on-7 period earlier this week where Garrett Nussmeier threw an interception in a goal-to-go situation to Ashton Stamps, where he just hesitated, threw the ball over the middle after driving the team down the field. So, yes, we need to see Nuss purge the bad decisions. But I know the offense is going to be. I know this. I know this intellectually because I've watched enough. You have watched a bajillion football games in your life, just like I have. You can go watch this team play and realize, oh, they're really good on offense, and they are. So when I watch a real live team scenario and see the defense come up with a sack, an interception, Harold Perkins with a TFL, Major Burns with a TFL, a throwaway when the pressure came from JVR Suggs and West Weeks, good coverage by Jair Brown to force an overthrow. Like, I see the defense making plays against a really good offense, and I say that's encouraging. That's really encouraging at this point. Now, after the field goal is when they started escorting us out. And I was watching the second team scrimmage and trying to frantically write down whatever I could as they were walking us out. And they ran the ball a lot. So Caden Durham got the second reps as the running back. So Ricky Collins, by the way, was the first quarterback in. First play was a toss right to Caden Durham for 4 yards. On 2nd and 6, they ran right with Durham again. Greg Penn came up with the tackle. Just a 1 yard gain, so it was 3rd and 5. Aaron Anderson, beautiful catch and run. Aaron Anderson broke a tackle and went for about 15 yards. They blew it dead. They didn't tackle him to the ground. I wonder if that was a real life situation, like a real game situation, if Aaron Anderson doesn't score a touchdown on that play. He was that open in the open field, and he might have gone. But anyway, on 3rd and 5, a 15-yard catch and run where he broke a tackle, did Aaron Anderson. On 1st down, Collins scrambled to the left side. They ran it on 2nd down. And then on 3rd down, Javen Nicholas came up with a reception to move the chains. And by the way, Aaron Anderson broke the tackle of Kylan Jackson. That's who he broke the tackle on when he converted there. So some good stuff from the offense in the scrimmage period after getting thoroughly dominated throughout the day. A couple of other quick notes before we wrap this up. Braden Swinson and Jalen Lee were back for the first time in fall camp. Maybe this is burying the lead a little bit. I'm apologizing. I'm burying this here at the end. But Jalen Lee and Braden Swinson, who had been going through summer school, they were practicing. Lee was working with the first team at defensive tackle because Gio Paez was not there. No explanation given for why Paez was not there. It's the first practice he's missed so far of fall camp. So Lee, with Paez out, ran with the first team. Swinson ran second team. So your first team ends were Savion Jones and Deshaun Womack. Your second team ends were Parrish Shand and Braden Swinson. We also got to see the kickoff and kickoff return teams. Good to know Xavion Thomas back, fully participating, returning kicks after battling the hamstring injury. And we did get to see the first team kick coverage unit. And the only starter on the kick coverage unit was Sage Ryan. I'll tell you, here were your kickoff team starters. It was Javen Toviano, West Weeks, Princeton Malbrew, Deshaun Womack, Kylan Jackson, Whit Weeks, Deshaun Spears, Austin Osbury, Jawan Johnson, Sage Ryan, and the kicker kicking off was Damian Ramos. So a little bit of kind of a heads up of what you can expect as far as some of these special teams units as well. But all things considered, what started as an absolutely horrendous day for LSU's offense turned into, what started as a horrendous day for LSU's defense turned into some pretty impressive plays when they went into the full scrimmage period. And I think that's really encouraging for this defense. They're not winning them all, y'all. They're not winning them all. But they're winning enough to say they're improving. And I think that was evident on Saturday. Okay, that'll do it for us here on Locked on LSU. Do us a favor. If you're on your favorite podcast app, please subscribe, rate us, leave a review. YouTube, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you're notified whenever we post a new video. And we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow on Locked on LSU, your team every day.